Hey everybody, Zach here from Fret Zero Guitar again. Today I'm going to talk about using triplets to get, kind of an Irish feel. And I'm in drop D tuning here. So you drop your 6th string down to a D note. Just use your snark guitar tuner here. And here's your G chord. It's a different one because this is 2 frets up than you would think. I'll step up than it normally is. So that's a G chord. Here's a D. So your notes are just G, B, and D all throughout. All right. So the strumming is down, up, down. That's a triplet. Down, up, down. Right. So try that first. Down, up, down. Okay. And even though you may be playing in a multiple of 3, usually the patterns are still in groups of 4, right? So it could be, 4 strums on G, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, right? If we're in the key of G, our 1, 4, and 5 major chords are G, C, G, D, G, C, G, G. Alright, I'm also going to tell you some other voicings that you can play around with of the chords. A voicing is a different way to play a chord. So there's your standard C, right? If you just move that up 2 frets, you got an interesting kind of what's that? D sus 4 9 or something chord. Anyway, so that's all right. That sounds pretty cool. And then the other one is the C chord with the E in the bass. The E's the 3rd, so C with a 3rd in the bass, or C 1st inversion if you know piano, right? And then yeah. So you got that C chord, and then here's another D. I'll have to post some notes on this, I think. It's an interesting kind of chord. You have your 1st finger on the A, your 2nd finger on the D, your pinky on the D on the 5th fret of the 5th string, and then you've got the low open 6th string, which is actually a D, right? So the only notes you have here are D, A, and D. Dad. You have D, 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 A, D. So if you're in the key of D, your 1, 4, and 5 chords are D, back to your other G, back to D, up to the A7. This is almost like your bar chord for A7 here that you would usually play, but you may have to finger it differently, like that. So your pinky is on the 5th string, 7th fret, your 3rd finger's right below that, and then the rest is pretty much the same as your A7 bar chord, if you know that. So try your 1, 4, 1, 5 in the key of D, which will be D, 4, C, D, A7. Oh. Alright, so you got D, G, D, A7's a little tricky, so you can also just play the normal A7. D, G, D, A7, D, G, D, A7. Alright, so that's a 1, 4, 1, 5 in D, and then you got the 1, 4, 1, 5 in G. G, C, G, D, or this D, any D you want. Two more voicings of that C. Here's a C chord that's kind of cool with a D in the bass. It's like your easy A chord right there. But it has the 4-string open, and then you can move it up to the D chord. So that's got an interesting effect. Let's try that. G, C, G, D, G, C, G, D. Alright, I hope it was helpful. Have fun.